I guess, yeah, if you want to start it, and then I can send out links.
Yep. I mean, I'm live on a new one. Can you find it on my page? On my YouTube account? On my channel?
There we go. I'll send out some links.
Can you? Yeah, okay. Oh, it's a nightmare. Can you see? Am I live? Hello? It doesn't appear that anyone is here. Great. Okay, well, I'm live, but I guess I'll wait and hope that people realize that a new stream has started, because there have been serious technical difficulties today. It's been a real struggle. Oh my God, Brian made it. Brian, it's been such a struggle. So my other camera, like 15 minutes before we were supposed to start, just started shutting off because it got too hot. And I said, I didn't know you were so temperamental, but apparently she is. So I switched cameras, and that's great, but I had never live streamed with this second camera before. So I had to like download some software. We had to restart the computer. We had to find a new plug. Yeah. And then I had to figure out, anyway, lots of technical difficulties in getting here. And then I accidentally started the other stream with the settings still connected to the old camera that was no longer working. So that's what happened. We've had some technical difficulties, but people are finding me. I see in the chat. Thank you for finding me over here. It's just been a struggle. It's been a whirlwind half an hour trying to make this happen. But dinner is going to happen. All of the links leading people here on all of my social medias are wrong. But if you're here, that just means it's extra special, and we're just going to have a more intimate time. And who's mad about that? Not me. So, I suppose I will get started now that that's behind us. We're going to put that out of our mind. We're going to be zen. We're going to have a great time cooking. Look at this. This Swiss chard that I grew in my garden. And when I say that I grew it in my garden, I mean that I planted it months ago and then forgot all about it and just sprayed water in that direction from time to time. And here she is. So that's how gardening works. Yay! I'm glad you guys made it, even though we have had technical difficulties. Yeah. A moment again, just for the chard and how attractive it is. I guess I'll run through the ingredients that we're going to use really quickly. So we're doing sort of a beans and greens situation today. So we've got the Swiss chard, and we've got a can of cannellini beans that I rinsed and drained. We've got 3 garlic cloves that we'll be using today. Probably could go heavier with the garlic, but I had a very garlic heavy dinner last night, so I'm trying to reel it in a little bit. And one of these cloves is a big boy. Look at that. Can you see that? That's a fat clove. So that counts as 2. And then the recipe, I'm following a recipe from a woman named Maria that I found on the internet today. And her website is shelovesbiscotti.com. Never heard of it before, but oh my God. I enjoyed trying, sent me $5 and said, what's your favorite kind of bean? Wow. Tough question. It really changes all the time because I just love beans. I don't really discriminate against any beans, but I do love a cannellini bean. I think I'd have to say black bean, though, because that is what is most frequently used in Mexican food, and I could eat Mexican food every day of my life and never get sick of it, never be sad again. Just be happy forever, just me and my burritos. Coffee bean, says Brian. Black bean, says Joan. Joan gets it. Love this. Oh my gosh. Hello, Mexican food eater. Hello. I'm happy to see you. Thanks for finding the stream. Ooh, red and black beans. I love a red bean too. Like I said, that's why a bean chili with all the beans, that's when I'm cooking, literally and metaphorically. But yeah, I was just running through the ingredients that we're going to need for this delicious beans and greens type situation that we're making with the Swiss chard that I grew in my garden. The recipe called for a shallot, but I went to the grocery store near me today, which sucks. I'm just going to say it. It's not a good grocery store, and they didn't have any shallots. So I just bought a small yellow onion that was shaped like a shallot, and I'm going to call it a shallot for our purposes here today. Oh my God, the guitar professional said, "You are one of my faves." Thank you so much. That is so nice to hear. It keeps me going. We will also need just a teaspoon of some aged white wine vinegar. I actually don't think it has to be aged. I don't know. This one just is. But white wine vinegar, you need a teaspoon. Olive oil, salt, and red pepper flakes. And I think that's it. So, shall we get started? Shall we begin? First thing we need to do is cut up the chard. I really had to fight for this. I just want you guys to know. It's kind of a rainy, gross day here today. It wasn't raining all day, but it's very humid. It's overall kind of wet and moist outside. And in my garden box, these were covered in baby snails, spiders, other little bugs, you name it. So there was sort of a battle that went on. I tried to save as many baby snail lives as I could. I can't confirm or deny whether there were any casualties. But we made it. It has been washed thoroughly. It's soaked in some water and some apple cider vinegar for a while to get all the little dirt and whatnot off. And then I rinsed it again after that because I was spooked after going back there and harvesting it. But it's super clean now and we're ready to work with it. So what's happening in the chat? Aim Dame says, yay, she's back. Hi, Aim Dame. Happy to see you. Tracy said, sounds like a great combo. Thank you, Tracy. The entire neighborhood versus char harvest, I bet. Yes, it was like that. So what we're going to do, I'm going to separate the stems from the leaves. That's first. So I'm just going to chop. And then I've got two separate bowls because we're going to cook them at slightly different times. So I'm going to chop each of the leaves into like little 1-inch pieces and put it in a bowl. And I guess I'll just roll it up. Can you see what I'm doing, or is the chard in the way? Does that get the snail slime off too? I'm hoping. I soaked it for a while, so let's hope. And if not, people eat snails, right? So protein. Look at that. We just rolled it into a little ball and then we cut it so fast. Into the bowl it goes. Whoa. My off-camera assistant is doing something with the lighting. And so I was startled for a second. But extra flavor. Love some escargot. Yes, that's the vibe. Just a little snail juice never hurt nobody. I'm hoping. But how is everyone doing? How are we feeling? How is our Wednesday going? Let me know. For the Taco Bell fans in the audience, which I would hope is most, if not all of you, there's some big news, some big developments. They're bringing back the double-decker taco, which if you've seen my videos on this channel, I might have only actually made one video about it, but it feels like a lot. It feels like I'm constantly talking about the double-decker taco from Taco Bell. But I recreated it because they had discontinued it, and that was upsetting. It wasn't right. But it's back. So that's big. That's huge. And actually, if I'm being honest, my husband, Mark, loves the double-decker tacos, and I've never even had one. But I just support him, and I'm ready to try one if they make a vegetarian version, which basically anything at Taco Bell can be made vegetarian, so here's hoping. What is happening in the chat? Taco Hell? I don't think so. Double-decker tacos are the best. Please don't be honest. It ruins everything. Okay, I'll try to be less honest moving forward. Oh my God, Joan hasn't been to Taco Bell since the 80s or 90s. Okay, well, you can go back now because they're bringing back the double-decker taco, which, oh, isn't it a Y2K menu item? So actually, never mind. But you should still go. So I'm just rolling each of the leaves into a little ball to make it faster to cut. And then I'm chopping those little balls in half. Oh, look at this. Easy peasy. I have the window open because it was hot in here. So I wonder if you can hear any street sounds or not. The sounds of Brooklyn. It's a dog barking. Taco Bell was the after-bar bistro of the 80s and 90s. I could see that. I mean, now they literally have the Taco Bell bars around New York, at least. The cantinas where they sell very disgusting margaritas that are basically just like Mountain Dew Baja Blast. The Mountain Dew Baja Blast freeze, and then they just pour like the worst vodka that you've ever tasted into it. I tried it once, but I don't think I'll try it again. But I needed to have the experience. Chopping the chard. Is anybody else cooking dinner around this time? What are we having? I'll be honest, I do have some concerns that this isn't actually going to be that much food. The recipe called for a pound of Swiss chard. Is this a pound? Nah. It was all the chard that looked the best from my garden. It's probably close. And then just one can of beans. I don't know, you know? Where am I going? Ooh, leftover chicken soup. That sounds yummy. Perfect for a rainy day, such as today. Chop, 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 chop. Tracy is munching on chili cheese fries and making tacos tonight. Ooh. Oh, both of those things sound delicious. Can you hear that? Chard rolling ASMR. Oh yeah, try rolling the chard leaves. It just makes it's born out of laziness because I just want to cut it as quickly as possible. But I'm also doing it pretty slowly because I'm just chatting with you guys. My day was fine. I've been going to yoga a lot recently, which is great and super fun. It feels good. I've been going in the mornings and then like my whole day is better. But I didn't go today because I think because of the weather or something. I don't know. I was like kind of like my sinuses hurt when I woke up this morning. And then I just sat at my computer and worked like the little worker bee I am, just type all day. So I'm happy to be standing up, cooking some dinner now. I'm happy that I got the camera working for this live stream. I'm sorry that I was a few minutes late and then just in a different place entirely than where I said I'd be. But you guys found me. You found me. We're all here and I appreciate it so much. I'm delighted. I'm delighted to be hanging out, cooking some garden chard. And while I've been cutting it, I have not seen any strange snails and or spiders. So I'm feeling good about that. No little weird guys in there anymore. Look, all the leaves have been chopped. That's great. So now let's chop the stems quickly. I'm going to chop them into small little pieces, kind of like 1/4 of an inch. Oh my God, Rodzy924 and Katie Huber are here. Hi. Thanks for coming to my live stream where I'm making chard. Time to chop the stems into little 1/4 of an inch pieces. Some nice crunch. Garden chard. Ooh, and it's so pretty. It's such a vibrant color. That's so satisfying. I've just been watching it sitting in my garden for so many months. I'm excited to finally use it and do it in front of all of you. All right, we're almost there. And this recipe should be pretty quick and easy once we get our ingredients prepped. So it's good for a weeknight, such as tonight, a Wednesday. Chard is the answer. Wow, what is this XP system? Oh, experience points. I know internet lingo. Yeah, I don't know. That's new to me, the rankings thing. But, everybody should just strive to be a top fan, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I'm going to put this in this other bowl. It's a giant bowl, unnecessarily so. Much bigger than the size that I need. There's our stems. They're going in the bowl. All right. So, set that aside for now. Just one more thing we need to prep before we can start cooking. We're going to mince these garlic cloves. As I mentioned earlier, before some of you arrived, I'm loosely following a recipe by a woman named Maria, who has a website called shelovesbiscotti.com. And she said you could use 3 cloves. So that's what I'm going to do today. But she also said, use more if you like garlic. And normally I would use more because I do like garlic. But I had a very garlic heavy dinner last night. We made some artichoke pasta, which was good, but very, very rich. We used some artichokes that came in a jar, some artichoke hearts, and blended it up in the food processor with a few other ingredients to make like a sauce, and then just cooked some pasta and finished it off with a little Parmesan. And it was good, but it was rich, and we used a ton of garlic for that. And today I've tasted garlic all day, so I'm not going too crazy with the garlic tonight, long story short. Chard in the yard. Lady J asks, did you see the Bills game? I see you are a fan. Oh, yes. I watched the Bills game, and it was wild. It rocked my world. You know, we never shut it off. We never shut it off. Even when they were down by 15 points and there were 4 minutes left in the game stayed on. Did I kind of like lean back on the couch and like start looking at my phone a little bit? Yeah. But then you better believe I put the phone down the second that things started happening. And then it got crazy. It was very satisfying to watch, but I feel like I honestly like didn't believe it was real life as it was happening. Sports commentary. Cooking with sports commentary. Is that what you guys are here for? We can do it. The garlic has been minced. I used my handy dandy garlic press, which I love so much because it makes my life easy. Okay. I think I'm done with this cutting board, so I'm going to slide it to the side. And let's get cooking. Wow. The guitar professional said, I can tell you are going to be a real good mom. Thanks. We'll see. Go Bills. Yes. Bills top center. I see. Yes. This is sort of my Bills shrine. Thank you for noticing. Up here, I would grab it and pull it down, but I have garlicky hands. But up here, we've got the Josh Allen MVP Puffs, which every year Josh Allen has a different cereal, and the proceeds go to charity, a hospital that he supports. So we've got the MVP Puffs. We've got Bill's chef hat, which I really should be wearing, but, you know, all in good time. And then this helmet. It's the Bill Shrine. I am a true fan. I did have the faith that I felt like when Josh said have a little faith next time, he was speaking to and about me. Yes. Okay. I'm going to get cooking. So let's turn on the cooktop. Now we've got some blowing sounds. I don't know if that comes through or not, but the induction stovetop is a little loud, so I'm sorry about that. And we are going to go medium-low heat to start, and I'm going to drizzle some olive oil in there. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons, which means I'm just going to eyeball it. 1, 2. Looks great. Cat moms make the best cooking show hosts too. The cats, yeah, are really getting an F for participation tonight. I think one of them's just chilling on the couch, and the other one was in here screaming a little while ago, but she has since left. They've been bad today. There was a different pan that I left on the stovetop for a second after I made lunch. One of them hopped right up there, tried to start licking the pan. You hate to see it. It's not great. It wasn't hot. She's fine, but it was upsetting. Higher? I don't know what that means. Oh, no, it doesn't say higher. Well, I don't love that, whatever's happening in the chat. I don't know how to fix that, but I hate it. So I'm just going to cook, and Mark's going to try to help me. Ugh. Am I right? Okay. So we're heating the oil over medium-low, and I'm going to add the minced garlic first. I need a tiny spatula. Just hang on a second. I'm back. Tiny spatula, garlic. Into the pan it goes. And I'm going to stir it around so it doesn't burn or anything like that. Mark, could you also grab me a wooden spoon, if you don't mind? Mark with the assist, keeping the chat clean. I don't have mods because I'm a small channel. And I just don't expect people to show up and be awful, but people find a way. So if we want to talk about anything else, I'd love that. Talk about how good this smells already. It's literally just garlic and oil, but heavenly. Just going to let it get a little fragrant, and then I'm going to add what would have been the shallot had my grocery store had shallots, but instead it's a small onion that was shaped like a shallot that I bought in its place. That's going in next. Stir that around. Looking good. So we've got our garlic. We've got our onion in the pan over medium-low heat. I'm gonna let this cook for a second. Got my little notes here. And it's time to turn the page. All right. So we just need to let the onion cook until it's translucent. Nobody wants just a bite of raw onion in an otherwise delicious meal. Maybe some people do. I don't know. I don't. But talk to me, you guys. What's going on? This onion's got to cook. I can just stand here and ramble, I guess. Like, there's so much to do in this life. When all I really want to do is play Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic on the Switch too. But I guess I'll just do work instead. Did anybody else in the chat play Roller Coaster Tycoon as much as I did as a child? They brought it back. There's a classic version that you can play on the Switch, and it's sick. It's exactly the same as the original computer game, and I used to rage playing that, and it just felt like time well spent. That's probably where my entrepreneurial spirit comes from, is just Roller Coaster Tycoon. So I'm letting the onions cook, and I'm hanging out. Can somebody type something in the chat just so I know the chat is still working? I'm not seeing any new chat. Mock, could you help me? I thought you guys were just ignoring me. I'm glad to know that's not the case. Today, the stream has been chaotic. Started chaotic, and a little bit it continues to be chaotic, but we're pushing through.
Oh.
Because that is life. Mark's going to locate the chat.
It was on top chat instead of live chat.
Oh, okay. It was on top chat instead of live chat. Oh my God, we're back. We're back. Oh my God, I gotta catch up. All right. Nice. Okay, yeah. Band, love that. Tracy can almost smell the garlic. And it smells delicious. Katie has never had chard, and she's wondering what it tastes like. I feel like it kind of just takes on the flavor of whatever you cook it in. It's pretty rich when you saute it with like onions and garlic like we're going to do today. I'll describe the flavor when I take a bite because it's hard for me right now. Brian loved Roller Coaster Tycoon. I knew I could count on you, Brian. I knew somebody would. Okay, I'm so glad that I can see the chat now. We're back. We're back. Onion's getting there. Next, we're going to add the chard stems first before the leaves. Because the leaves take like no time to cook and the chard stems need to soften up. But we're not quite ready yet. And the beans aren't happening until the very end. So we'll get there. Mark's doing something with my computer, so can't see the chat, but must be the meteor shower. Is there a meteor shower happening tonight? Let me know. Although I never get to see, living in Brooklyn, living in the city, I never really get to see what's happening with the stars because there's so much light pollution. But when I go elsewhere, I'm delighted to see the stars. All right. We're getting close. I might turn up the heat a little bit because medium low is feeling. I've got one life to live, you know? It's feeling a little medium slow, if you ask me. Sizzling onions. We're almost ready to add the stems. We're getting close. Gotta just take in the smell. Think happy thoughts. Yeah. Does anybody have any fun weekend plans coming up? I know it's only Wednesday, but I'll be honest, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the weekend. I don't really have any plans. But I might go to the park and walk around. And, you know, just try to have a nice time. Probably cook something. Definitely watch the Bills on Sunday. Okay, we're ready. We're ready. I turned up the heat. Now it's happening fast. panicking. Just kidding. We're fine. We're adding our gorgeous, bright fuchsia chard stems. Because the stems will take longer to cook than the leaves. Give that a good stir. Don't want anything to burn. Kind of flatten it out so it can cook. Oh, I've got a new video that I'm working on. I'm trying to come back with the content. It's been a little slow. Summer was hectic, but I'm getting back into it. I've got a new video that I'm working on. We're making roasted cauliflower, and it came out amazing. It might be my new favorite way to make roasted cauliflower, so I'm excited to share that. I don't know how many people are as interested in roasted cauliflower as I am, but for the people who want to watch me roast some cauliflower, get ready to be delighted. What's
I got my mod.
so yeah, why is this happening? I want to know what's happening with the fun people in the chat, but there are not fun people in the chat ruining it. So maybe I should just continue to ignore them, but I'm sad that I can't talk to my actual friends who are here to have a good time with good vibes. And just enjoy, a peaceful Swiss chard recipe. I don't think that's too much to ask. Ugh. Katie says, pack it up. Park it up? Does it say park it up or pack it up? Get a margarita? I would like a margarita. That sounds great. So, right about now. All right, I feel like the stems are getting close. They're getting a little bit of a deeper color, which means they're cooking. I feel like they're getting a little softer. We don't want crunchy onions, and we don't want crunchy stems. Yeah, roasted cauliflower is coming. Oh, Katie said park like you were going to the park. Yes, I get it now. Yeah, should be a good time. Topic, burritos. Where do you get the best burritos in NYC other than your own homemade, of course? Well, there's a new spot that I just recently tried that is not too far from me. It's in a neighborhood in Brooklyn. It's Taqueria something. I'm forgetting the name right now. But typically I feel like any small business that's like locally owned and operated by people who know what they're doing, that's the best Mexican food. And I just love eating at small bakeries and restaurants because they just care more and the food tastes better. Okay. It's time to add our seasoning. So, red pepper flakes. The recipe just said to taste, so you know that means I'm going kind of hard with the red pepper flakes. We're not shy about spice in this house. That was actually kind of gentle, but there's no, I don't have one of the safeguards on this, if you can tell. There's no like topper with the holes to prevent me from just dumping the whole thing in there. So I was trying to exercise caution. And now I'm going to add a little salt. Again, I'm just eyeballing it. I don't know. We'll taste it at the end and see if it needs anything else. And now let's add the leaves. All of our beautiful chard leaves in there that we worked so hard to clean because they were dirty coming out of the garden. I'm going to give that a stir to mix everything up, and then we're going to cover it, let all the leaves wilt for a second. It smells really good. I do wish you guys could smell it. What a day. Well, I think for the next live stream, I will have a moderator, which I didn't know I needed, but apparently I do. Great. Mark made himself the moderator. So we're sorted. All right. Those have been thoroughly stirred. Now they're just going to rest in a little steam bath, wilt, and then we're getting close. We're almost like ready to try this. It goes fast once you prep everything and get started. So let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to let those wilt, and then we're going to add the beans. And then we need to add our little bit of white wine vinegar. Then we're going to taste it. And I forgot to grab the vegan Parmesan that I bought earlier. So if you could, it's chaos. Mark's grabbing the vegan parm. Thank you. I will also need the box grater. I'm so sorry that I forgot to grab it before we started. I've been doing a lot of research on like which Parmesan cheeses are vegetarian and which aren't. I don't need it to be vegan. I just need it to be vegetarian. And most traditional Parmesan cheese uses animal rennet, which is gross. It's like made from the enzymes of like intestines. Nasty. So I've been trying to avoid that. So today I bought vegan parm because as I mentioned at the top of this live stream, the grocery store near me is not that great. And I do feel like vegetarian parm is pretty readily available. You just kind of have to check the label, but they don't have it at my grocery store. So we're just going full vegan parm. And it's not as good as regular parm. I can admit that. But it is what it is. It's what we've got. And this, in case you're curious, is BioLife. It's solid. BioLife stuff is pretty good. Scott's here and he's enjoying the live chat. Hi, Scott. Thanks for coming. I'm going to shred some of this Parmesan so we're ready because things are happening fast now. Got my box grater. Katie is turned off of Parmesan cheese now. I know, sorry. I spent several years as a vegetarian without realizing that that was a thing. And then the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, ew. So I am trying to buy only cheeses that I know explicitly are vegetarian. Because it's not just Parmesan cheese, it's actually a lot of cheese, but there's also just as much cheese that's made with vegetarian rennet. And it tastes, I mean, it's regular cheese. Like Cabot cheese, for example, is made with vegetarian rennet. And it's delicious, regular cheese. All right, that's a good amount of Parm. Parm is a good food enhancer. Hi, Lamar. Okay. Woo! Steam it! Okay. This is, I feel like this is done. I'm going to shut this off. Turn off the heat. And I'm going to let some of the liquid evaporate, but there honestly wasn't that much. In the recipe I was working off of, she made it sound like there was just going to be oodles of liquid at the end, and it's looking pretty dry to me. I don't really want it to be drier than this. So it is almost dinner time. Well, you said it's almost dinner time. I need one more thing. I don't have a plate to plate this with. And we are so close. Oh, wait, I got to do the beans. But I still need a plate either way. Okay. No. First, yes, I'm adding the beans. Beans in the pot. And I guess I should have left the heat on to heat up the beans a little bit. But the cooktop is still pretty hot. Maybe I'll turn it back on for a second. Let's see. You know what? We're getting back in the swing of doing live streams. It's been a minute. I don't even remember when the last one I did. I think it was in May, maybe. So I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be practicing again. The live streams are usually super fun. The Queen of Dinner Time. Yes, thank you for recognizing my official title, which is Queen of Dinner Time, and also Snack Time. And also burrito time. All right. Let's see. Let the beans heat up for a second. I was premature in shutting the heat off. I'm just excited. I'm excited to eat. Here's my plate. Yes, the end result is coming soon. Ooh, garbanzo. Garbanzo beans are also good. Delicious. Who doesn't love hummus? And we're going to add the teaspoon of white wine vinegar now, which seems like a very small amount, but we'll see. I'm going to give it another quick stir. All right. It's looking pretty good. Let me show you guys. Is this hot? No. It's a little hot, but it's not so bad. I think I could have used more chard. But because I was working with what I had in my garden, I just cut the best looking stuff. If I had bought it from a grocery store, I would have probably used a little more. But I'm not mad at a meal that's bean heavy, that's heavy on the beans. So let's plate this. I'm going to just scoop. Can I do it? Can I do it with let's see. Got to use the yoga muscles. That's good. I don't need all of it. All right. Does this look like a full dinner? No. Will I be snacking later on? Probably. Yes. Did we buy little mini quesadilla bites at Costco yesterday? Yes. Might I have one after this, just to unwind take the edge off. Yeah. Also, that looks like kind of a lot of parm, but let me just grab a fork. I'm back. I have a fork. Here we go. I went heavy with the parm, you guys. Sorry. Really covered up all of our hard work. But this is it. This is she. I think it looks pretty good. Does it look healthy? Yeah. But what can you do? Sometimes you got to eat a healthy-ish dinner. Okay. It's time to take a bite. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Katie. Fiending for beans. That's me. That's my license plate. Okay. Yeah. I feel like the great thing about cooking chard is that it, like I said earlier, it does like just absorb the flavors of what you cook it in. So it's nice and like salty, even though we didn't use that much salt. You get a little bit of like acidity from the vinegar. The garlic comes through, but it's not overpowering. We didn't go crazy with the garlic today. It feels like the right amount. It feels like it was the right choice. Delicious. Wow. Yum. Okay. Well, this has been a crazy day. But we had some ups, we had some downs. We made it through. We overcame technical difficulties with the camera. But in the end, food was cooked. And good times were had by some. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to sit on my couch and eat this, and then probably eat a little mini quesadilla bite as well. I hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for coming and for hanging out with me in the chat, to the people who are cool in the chat. And I'll see you next time. I'm definitely going to do this again soon. All right. Goodbye. I'm going to end the live. How do I? Oh, bye. Bye.